Greetings and welcome to Let's Play White Canvas. No, fuck. Anyways, I kind of wanted to share my oh god, I'm tired. Share my experience with Skyrim. This is not an M. Anyways, and tell you a little bit what I did so far, what I encountered, some good things, bad things, whatever. It's not really a review, I just felt like doing a video and drawing my stick figures again, because people love my stick figures. Yay, they are awesome. Yay, wave at them. Wave. Woo! Anyways. I started playing Skyrim, being an Argonian. If you've never played Skyrim or one of the Elder Scrolls series, an Argonian is a lizard-like race, and I cannot draw a good lizard. It looks more like a horse. Let's give him a long tongue, so lizard. Ha! Lizard. I also usually play some paladin-type character or a rogue archer. But this time I felt like playing a wizard. Haha, it's a lizard wizard. I hate myself. And yeah, so I gave him a nice little rope and being like, I am a lizard and I can shoot fire. Fire. Woo. I have to say the beginning spells in Skyrim aren't really that great. I mean, you have like this flame thrower spell and an ice thrower, and you can kind of be like the Emperor on Star Wars and do lightning. Woo! But it's really nothing to write home about. I'm pretty sure you get some projectiles later on, but so far I was just standing there. I was just standing there shooting my lasers. I need to let's take blue for the lightning. Shooting my lasers at things like a dog. This is a blue dog. It was a frost wolf. I am a dog. Woof woof. He looks like a lizard. Let's give him ears. Woof. So that's kinda how I played the first time in Skyrim, and actually the dragons were kinda easier. Well, the first dragon, I was just standing there and be like, yeah, I'm a badass, I have a tail and stuff, and I can shoot fire. Whoa, hear me roar. Bad ass. Exclamation mark. So, I got to the graybeards, and then I got kind of bored, because you usually start here. That's the first area you are in, and in order to get to the Mage Academy, which is kind of like over here, you have to travel quite a lot, and I didn't really feel like going there yet. Perhaps I will play this character later on, and I was kind of bored with the play style. It wasn't really my thing. So I buckled up and restarted the game. Luckily, the intro sequence has to be done again. And I don't know, every character I start now I have to go through the intro sequence. Okay, I mean, sure, I can start the game, go to the kitchen, prepare breakfast, lunch and dinner, because the intro sequence is kinda long and you cannot skip it, but hey! Anyways, so I was playing Khajiit. It is, if you like furries, then Khajiit is wonderful for you. Khajiit are kinda like a cat race. Meow. So I made her kind of look like my avatar, with a smile on her face. And she is a rogue archer. This is one of my favorite playstyles, to be honest, because You can sneak, you have ranged attacks, and stuff like that, which is kind of nice. So, I have a Khajiit Rogue Archer. And, so, usually I'm sneaky. That means, sneaking in Morrowind means you're just ducking a little bit while walking. That is sneaking. Nobody can see you if you're ducking. Where did the person go? Oh, it ducked. I cannot see her anymore. So I have like my bow here, and I'm hiding behind a little rock, and there's some evil people. I have to admit, the AI is sometimes a little bit stupid. I mean, you sneak on them, you hit them with a arrow, and they are like, what is here? And then they usually go to the place where you've been. But if you already go somewhere else, they are like, oh, there's nothing here, la la la. I just shot an arrow in your head. How the fuck can you not be like, I think I should search a little bit more? Well, perhaps I hurt the brain or something, so they cannot think anymore. I don't know. Oh, I mean, if they would at least say, oh, perhaps the culprit ran away or something. Okay, but, oh, there was nothing, just my imagination. Anyways, I joined the fellowship. No, it had nothing to do with little hobbits and a wing. Whee, wing. It looks like a fireball. The fellowship is the warrior guild. I usually play the character like an assassin, so I have some melee combat skills, light armor, sneaking. Not really into lockpicking. Yes, lockpicking, of course. You find lots of chests, and there's lots of good stuff. I'm not sure if I like the. That is a horrible looking chest, but it's shiny. And one thing you also have is like there's a door, whoop, 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 whoop. And sometimes there's just like a little rope here on the side of the door. And if you open the door, the rope just breaks, and then there's a trap or something, like a boulder coming down and smashing you, or spears coming out from the sides, or flamethrowers fucking everything. Flamethrowers fucking everything up. So if you can lockpick the trap mechanism to disable the trap, which is kind of nice. So I joined the mentioned warrior guild, and these warrior guilds are werewolves, spoiler alert. So you can be like, I am a cat werewolf now, and hear me roar. So if there's a full moon, oh, well, of course you can change into a werewolf every time. So, but the good thing is, if you're a werewolf, then you cannot become a vampire. Kind of defeats the purpose of Twilight. So, if you are a werewolf with such a mouse, you cannot become something with such a mouse. It makes sense. I mean, your teeth would be totally fucked up if you have like this, and it doesn't make sense. Anyways, one time I was minding my own business in the meat hall of my guild, and everyone is like, oh, you are so awesome, we are so cool, and I accepted a quest from someone. It's good, not this kind of good World of Warcraft style. So I accepted a quest from someone, and he was like, yeah, you have to, here's a map, and you are like here, and you have to travel about here, and you have to rescue someone, and he's trapped, he's kidnapped, and blah blah blah. So I'm like, okay, I will go there and traveled there, and then I went outside of the meat hall. So I'm like here, I'm like woo, and wee with a bow, and then there's like this guy standing there, and it was just by accident that I clicked on him. Yeah, so I talked with him and was like, hello, and he's like, oh, thank you for rescuing me, it is so awesome. And I'm like, what? Rescuing you? Huh? Yeah, it was the NPC I had to rescue from the, the kidnapping. For some reason, he was in front of the meat hall and not being kidnapped. No, these are small little thingies that make me go, what the fuck? But these are actually bugs I can say, okay, that's totally fine. What I still cannot see is, like, I have this perfect road here. This is a road, and there are like flowers here, and the bush, and a dead body. That's usually what you find in Skyrim. You find dead bodies everywhere. It's funny that my skeletons have more mass than my... anyways. So, and there's this boulder here in the middle of the road for some reason, and he's like, I'm evil, and I have a smiley face. So, me being the awesome person that I am, I just be like, I am walking around the boulder. Too bad my companion isn't that smart, and she's like, I have to run past the boulder and get stuck. Help me, help me. So I have to be like, okay, I go to here. So she's like, oh, hello. And then we can both carry on with our traveling. I don't know, we landed on the moon, but we cannot tell an AI to walk around a boulder. Walk around a boulder. I'm sorry, but I just don't see it. The AI in this game isn't even that stupid. So if you have like, you are like, I am standing here because I'm awesome and I have an arrow and a tail and then there's someone standing over here and he's like, oh, I'm going to fuck you up. And he has a bow too. Then if you actually run to the left, they are aiming in front of you. So the travel distance of the arrow is calculated in. So they actually hit you. Ow. Ow. Ah. It hurts. Which is kind of cool. But they can't figure out to walk past around the boulder. I don't know. If this happens in other games, then you would be kind of fucked. Anyways, one thing that kind of bothered me is I am now level 20? 21? I didn't play yesterday, so I don't know, but I'm like 20, 21. And most of the time I'm just skilling up my blacksmithing skill and be like, I'm the master blacksmith, this is an anvil, and it looks crappy and stuff like that. So I'm just churning out the daggers and be like, I'm the master blacksmith because I made so many steel daggers, I can now create one of the most powerful armors in the world. Lydia is decked out in dwarven armor. She has a dwarven two-handed sword. And yeah, so she can quite take a beating. So I was like, so we were going to this quest, which tells me like, go on top of this mountain and find one of the sources of power. So here's like the sources of power, which is the dragon shouts, words, whatever. And I'm like here, and I'm like, I am a cat and I can do stuff. It's awesome. And Lydia is in front of me and being like, I have a two-handed sword. I am more awesome than you and I'm in full plate and stuff. This looks horrible. Okay. And the power source was guarded by a dragon. I have no idea how this will end. No, wait, this is not a good dragon. Let's draw from the side, shall we? So I have tiny arms and feet and a tail and I can fly. And I have a huge head and be like, I am a dragon and I spit fire. So Lydia is out there beating the dragon up with her. This is kind of like a children's arrow. And I'm sticking arrows into the dragon and sometimes shouting Fusro, because I didn't learn the Da word yet, so I can just scream like Fusro. But it's usually enough to tell the dragon to shut up and stop spitting fire, which is kind of nice. And after quite some time, we actually killed the dragon. So he's like, I am dead now. Ah, that is so mean from you. And I'm laying on my back and putting my limbs away. And it looks like he has a massive boner. So the dragon is dead and I'm just standing there and taking up his energy and be like, I killed my first non-quest dragon. Give me your power and get to the chopper. Okay, so after that we went up to this huge stone the dragon was guarding. The dragon was actually sitting on top of it and it was like, yeah, I killed the guardian. And there are like all these words written on here and be like, and there's a small little sarcophagus here. So, what? Sarcophagus. And I'm like, oh, this is just nothing serious. So I'm like, I'm walking up to here. Yay! And I'm the neon cat, so I'm like really happy and be like, wee! So I went up to the sarcophagus and suddenly a huge, I don't know, lich or whatever, or some Dunmer, that is a way too long arm, some Dunmer mage with a huge staff, and he's like, I am fucking you up because I have this awesome cape, and he's like, yeah, he's looking really evil and stuff like that, and he has an aura around him, and I've totally forgot his name. It was some name, and he had a name actually. So I'm like fighting him, and he's like, this is we can do this. Yeah, pencil. So this is like his health bar, and this is his health bar after I hit him once with my bow. And I'm like, yeah, this may take some time to kill him. And then he's like, I have a fireball. And this is my health bar before. Wait, I have to close this. Yeah, very good. So this is my health bar. Wait, red. It must be red. This is my health bar before the fireball hit me. And this is my... Fill. So, and this was my health bar after the fireball hit me. He fucked me up royally. I tried him multiple times, and I tried sneaking up to him and killing him and stuff like that, and it didn't work out. So I'm like, okay, I cannot defeat him, but I want these words. So what I actually did was kind of sneaky. Because I'm a rogue, it makes sense that I'm a sneaky character. So, like, here's these words of wisdom. And he's like, here's his sarcophagus. So I kind of like, I sneaked, so I was ducking. Meow cat, wee. And I was sneaking around this stone tablet, and he bursted out of the sarcophagus and be like, I am a motherfucker. I hate you. Oh yes, he was floating. It was kind of awesome. I am a motherfucker. I'm like floating, and he floated, whatever, to here, where he bursted out of the sarcophagus. So I guess he kind of realized I'm here. But I was already at this place, like here. So he was like, where the fuck is this guy? And I'm like, I'm standing in front of the words of power and reading them because I'm awesome. And I got, what did I get? Some really strange words. I totally forgot about them. But it was 3 words actually. It was a whole sentence or a whole word, whatever. And then I just ran away and was happy. The funny thing is, his fireballs, the problem is he had like this huge open field to fight him. And he's like, I'm fucking you up. And even if I kind of dodged his fireballs, it still hit me. Because even if his fireball was hitting like here, so very far away from me, the explosion just still hit me. And it wasn't really fair. So I told Lydia, you stay here, I go up, done. Kind of funny. Anyways, can I suggest, if you haven't played Skyrim yet, review time. So if you haven't bought Skyrim yet, should you buy it? At the moment it's 30% off on Steam, if I remember correctly, and for even full price, it is worth it. If you liked Oblivion for whatever reasons, then you will like Skyrim too. If you liked Morrowind, then you will like Skyrim too. If you didn't like Morrowind, then what the fuck is wrong with you? If you don't like Western RPGs in general, then this may not be your game. I like the dungeons. They are very enjoyable because of the traps and the secrets you can find. And I was in a dwarven ruin fighting some stuff. It was kind of fun. You kind of level up pretty fast at the beginning. I'm not sure how it will end during the end when I don't have smithing anymore to gain skill points. But it is kind of important to learn smithing. I am now in some bandit armor, which is for some reason better than elven armor. I'm playing the German version, you have to translate it. It may just be different. So I'm at the armor after elven. I gave myself some magical protection on my armor with enchanting. I kinda like this trade skill aspect of the game. It does take out a lot of this random stuff. I don't remember how many times I was doing a dungeon and I got no reward whatsoever. So at least now I have something to do with the money I get. I can buy ore and smith my own weapon. They released a free DLC now. I haven't installed it yet. And you can create your own arrows now, or one kind of arrows, and some other stuff. Ooh, it looks kind of interesting. I will go into this. What I don't really like is the werewolf form. You cannot go into first person mode in the werewolf form. And you kind of don't have any control, not much control of your character. You just run around slashing things. You cannot even loot stuff because you are a werewolf. I don't know, the werewolf form is nice because it makes you immune to diseases, which is very nice, and you are immune to the vampire disease. I'm pretty sure later on in the game you get a quest to get a cure. Kinda is some things hinted at it. I'm not sure. I don't want to know. My biggest complaints so far were the pathfinding of Lydia. I don't know, I like the idea that you have a companion, and she really helped my ass out quite a lot of time. I'm playing on expert, by the way. But what I don't really like is I can't tell her, do not step on this pressure plate. Or I have to talk with her in order to give her commands. It would have been easier, considering I'm playing on a fucking keyboard. I have like 1 billion hotkeys. One that lets me tell her, wait here, without starting a conversation. Or attack this, or whatever. So I'm a sneaky character. I kind of want to go in front, shoot some guy, run back, and tell her on the way, attack. And if you go for roleplay reasons, I can shout. I'm the Dragonborn. I can shout stuff. So like, Lydia, attack! While I'm running towards her. Would have been kind of nice. Well, she kind of does attack automatically when something in her immediate area attacks me, so she's attacking him. At the moment, she's kinda, her AI seems to be broken. Sometimes it's just standing there, not attacking at all. It's kinda annoying, but oh well. Yes, the thing with the quest, it happened. I can understand it. What I've heard is that sometimes quest NPCs overlap, which can or cannot be a good thing. Like there's one quest NPC you have to kill in the Shadow Brotherhood who gives you a regular quest. You may argue, well, it may happen, it's a role-playing world. I don't like things like that, and it's kind of silly that you can kill. Well, it's not, I think they're not important to the plot, but still, it's kind of silly. Considering you have this huge world and so many NPCs, you don't really need one to be like, he has 5 quests or something. What else? So far, nothing really to complain about. I also have to say, it's not really a game I can play for 8 hours straight. I usually play this game after work for 1.5 hours. Usually I do a dungeon, then sell my stuff and travel to the next dungeon and camp out. MMO terms. Which is kinda okay-ish. But I don't really care for the story. You know me. But the dungeons so far are pretty interesting. There are lots of diversity, lots of enemies, and, well, okay, most of the time you're fighting bandits. But, yeah, I can't really complain. So, no, it's 30% off on Steam. I can suggest you buy that if you have the money and you're interested in it. But, yeah, that's kinda it. I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And we will see each other soon. So, take care and goodbye.